Greater Than Games has a title I am dying to tell you about. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Definitive Edition. This is for 1 to 5 players, ages 8 and up, and should run about 30 to 60 minutes.
Shut up and sit down.
Sentinels of the Multiverse is back, and better than ever, with all new art, notably streamlined mechanics, and new stories to experience. This is the award-winning cooperative comic book card game that you've been waiting for. Sentinels of the Multiverse is a cooperative game in which each player controls a hero, using their powers, abilities, and wits to work together with their fellow heroes and save the world. Each game involves 3 to 5 heroes fighting against one villain in a perilous environment. The game is fully cooperative, so the villain and the environment aren't run by a dedicated player, but rather are controlled by turning over cards from their decks and following the instructions on those cards. Each hero, villain, and environment are represented by a deck of cards. Heroes and villains also have character cards which provide their hit points and other information specific to that character. The game starts with the villain turn, then each of the heroes in turn order clockwise around the table. The round ends with the environment turn. After the environment turn, repeat the round, starting with the villain turn. The game continues in this order until the heroes save the multiverse, or the villain defeats the meddling heroes, one way or the other. So we got a nice powerful write-up from the publisher there to describe what's going on here. Now, although I missed the first edition of this game, the second edition, the previous edition known as the Enhanced Edition, I was all over. That's what made me fall in love with this title, with this game, and grow with it. I couldn't get enough of this, and by the end, I had everything that I could get my hands on. Now, when it ended, I was upset. I was a little upset when they announced this, too. But after a little hemming and hawing and looking through everything, I've really gotten on board with it. And I am so looking forward to it. And I'm not alone. There was over 6,700 backers for this. That's a lot of people showing a lot of love and a lot of interest. So yes, I do love superhero games and I do love cooperative games. So you put that all together with my love of the previous edition, how could I have ever doubted myself? Now, I've always thought that as long as you took the rules from the Enhanced Edition very seriously, if you took them very literally, you didn't have a problem really getting through the game, even though I still made mistakes myself. But now they've taken it and they've streamlined it even more. And that's really got me excited, and I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people that I can't wait to see how the new product is going to feel, how the new streamlining of these rules are going to work once it's actually down on the table. Speaking of down on the table, that's another thing that I've always loved about the previous edition of this game, and they've tightened it up for this edition, and that's how fast it is to set up and to break down. I mean, it's just decks of cards. You're literally just deciding what heroes you want to use, which villain you're fighting, where the environment is, where is this battle taking place, and then shuffle those decks. And now they've kind of streamlined that a little bit more, because there are a lot of the previous edition of this game had a lot of chits and tokens, and they've kind of calmed down with that a little bit, and also given us a box for it. So that should help tighten everything up as far as setting the game up and breaking it down goes. So that's always a bonus whenever you can get a game down to the table and reboxed, fast enough. And speaking of the chits and the tokens, yes, there are still, they're still in the game. You're still going to be having them. They're going to be used in the game. But they've also upgraded things, like we're not going to be bothering with health points, hit points now, because they've gotten a nice HP dial. So that's going to really help things a lot, because some of those health tokens were getting way out of control in the past edition. Now, we're going to see this game launch, but there's going to be a lot of expansions, just like the previous editions of this. It is geared towards being an expansion-making machine. So we already know that from the get-go. Even if they hadn't already said that they have all these plans, we would have known this because of the previous editions. And because of the previous editions, we have a pretty good idea of where some of these expansions will be going in the future. But to start with, we're getting to start with our choice of 12 different heroes fighting between 6 different villains at possibly 6 different environments. So that's a damn good mix to start with, knowing that at least yearly we're going to see some more updates, expansions being added on for this game, being made available that we can go and get. And just like the last game, we're going to get a chance. See, right here, this is another reason why I really am digging this game, because it's the core game of a system that's going to be growing and that we are going to have a chance to grow and evolve along with it. And that is really exciting. I don't care what you think, who you are, just knowing that you are on the ground floor of something, and this gives you the opportunity to grow with it if you want to the degree that you want to. And it's going to be easier on your wallet, I think, in the long run, when you look at it in that perspective, in the long run, because you're coming into this on the ground floor. You're not coming into this 2, 3, 4 years down the road saying, oh my God, this is a great game, I got to get everything for this. And now you're looking at a lump sum just to catch up. You don't got to play catch up. Come on, join the party. Come on, they're unlocking the doors to the club right now, and you can be the first one getting into the club. That's the way I see it. You can tell I'm getting excited about this. So this game was successful on Kickstarter, and it's in the process of getting 2 backers at this point right now, which means it will be available commercially soon as well, if not shortly after that. So I wanted to make sure to do this gaming radar and let everyone know, because it's been a while. It's been probably at least a year, I think, since I talked about this, where anyone else probably did anyway also. So I wanted this to be fresh. Please go check out Sentinels of the Multiverse Definitive Edition by Greater Than Games.